Yo, what up, people? It's your buddy Philko here, report live for your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do. About to go in real quick on talented blacks wasting their fucking talent. Usually to prove a point. And I don't know how many of you know Troy Ave, the rapper, or Taxstone, the podcast personality. I don't know how many of you know them, but they're both from Brooklyn. And long story short, they have a beef with each other, some kind of beef, whatever the hell you want to call it. They have a beef with each other. And last year sometime, or about a year ago, somewhere after a T.I. concert or something, and there's a lot of video footage of this, what happened was, what you see in the footage is, you see Taxstone running away from Troy Ave, and Troy Ave has a gun, and Troy Ave is shooting. Basically, he's shooting at people. But apparently, from numerous accounts, what happened before that is Taxstone murdered Troy Ave's bodyguard, and then Taxstone wrestled the gun away. Troy Ave wrestled the gun away from Taxstone, and then Taxstone ran away, and Troy Ave was shooting at him. But I don't believe Taxstone was shot. So about 3 days ago, Taxstone was arrested for the murder of Troy Ave. And because there were some witnesses there, not murder of Troy Ave, sorry, murder of Troy Ave's bodyguard. Troy Ave is still alive. Troy Ave got shot again actually after that, about a month ago or something. And he's still doing good. So this dude's always taking bullets. And so right now, Taxstone is in jail, and he was denied bail because witnesses at the scene put him there as a killer. So he has no bail. He has a very successful channel on YouTube. Taxstone podcast, and I watch it a lot. So, as a young black man, I watch Taxstone. I watch his podcast, and I listen to Troy Ave. I like his music. My favorite track from Troy Ave is called Primetime. That shit is just crazy. So, and Troy Ave fucks with 50, 50 fucks with Troy Ave, and I'm a big 50 fan, so yeah, those are my peoples, But even though Taxstone is beefing with him or whatever, I still like Taxstone's stuff. I love how he even gets interviewed, how he's interviewed by Vlad TV and stuff. His interviews on Vlad TV are my favorite. But here's the problem with most successful black men, and I'm happy we don't have this here in Russia as of yet. A lot of black dudes, especially in America, they have this thing where they have to be bigger than every other black person. They have to be more intimidating. They have to be tougher. They have to show they're not afraid. And they have to just invite trouble. Like me, I don't understand people who invite trouble, especially for no reason. It's like people, they try to make themselves look tough, yeah, I don't give a fuck. If you want a problem, I'm here. He could come bring it. You want a problem, whatever. To me, that's so not gangster. That's just ignorant. I believe if someone is a real gangster, a real tough guy, they're not looking for trouble. All they're big on is self-defense. That's it. That's all you need to be good on is self-defense. If you're an aggressor, you're not gangster. If you're inviting trouble, you're not gangster. To me, if you're the type of person to invite trouble, you're trying to make up for something you're lacking. Whether it's lacking in bravery, maybe you're really short and you're trying to make yourself seem tougher. I don't know what it is, but I think when you're inviting trouble, just saying it, there's something else to that. And that's not gangster. So Taxstone, he's done many interviews and stuff talking about how he used to bully this guy he didn't like, and he would grab his ass and grab his girlfriend's ass and kiss him and just humiliate him and all this stuff. And then one day, a guy he was picking on shot him in the eye. And what's interesting about it is Taxstone was like, yeah, I deserved it. I got shot in the eye and I deserved it. And they're like, what would you do if you see him today? Oh, I'm going to kill him. That dude's going to be dead. And I'm like, you picked on this guy. You did a lot of fucked up shit to him. He gets back at you. And while Taxstone was shooting back at the guy who shot him in the eye, he was missing. He shot a little girl and an old lady in the building. And he blames it all on this dude who shot him in the eye when Taxstone was bullying him and humiliating him. What do you expect? So, it's and Taxstone's a smart dude. He admits that's why you shouldn't bully people. But at the same time, I don't like the fact that he wants to kill this guy for what happened. You need to take that as a lesson learned and leave people alone. But Taxstone is one of those guys who, he feels he's untouchable and shit. And I quote him saying, he says things like, I want rappers to try me. I'm going to embarrass you. I want rappers to try me. Bring your whole crew. Walk up to me. You can have 6 dudes with you. Don't matter. If I see you coming at me in some sideways shit, boom, 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 boom. I'm shooting and killing everybody. Like, that's how he talks, and I'm just like, why is he trying to get involved with this shit? And he got beef with a lot of Chicago rappers now. And I'm like, this dude is so talented. He has such a successful channel on YouTube. His podcast is like one of the best I've ever seen. I enjoy watching him. Why is he trying to get involved with that street shit? You know, why is he trying to get involved with it? You know, and I have a feeling, I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling, I'm willing to bet that this whole beef between Troy Ave and Taxstone started it. And I like Taxstone. I would love to be on his podcast one day if I ever become popular enough, if he's not in prison. But now that will most likely never happen because this dude is just, you know, it's so disappointing. And this happens all the time. You know, it's like Bobby Shmurda, another one. You know, I love that shit. I love the shit he got. But, you know, I'm pretty sure he was arrested for things that stem from before the music. But I think when you're becoming big and you have a dirty past, you need to kind of leave that behind you and try to cover it and close all those tracks and start off new to not ruin your new career. But like this dude's in music saying, he caught a body like a week ago, and then he goes to jail for that. It's like, yo, just leave that stuff alone. Like, it's hard for black people who get big to do that. Leave that street stuff alone. It's a good idea. I'm not saying leave those people alone. I'm like, leave that street stuff alone. So if you're becoming a successful rapper or a successful director, whatever it is, and you had dudes selling drugs for you, hey, cut that out. Why don't you have them doing assistant directing for you? Why don't you have them assistant producing or something for your project, something legal and positive? Try to teach them to do these things and have them do it for you, or have them be assistants to the people who you hire to do these things for like a month, or not a month, like 6 months to a year. Then they can do it themselves. They can learn these things. So you could help them to learn new trades, and as they grow, they can have their own companies and give other people they used to mess with, get them to learn these new trades, and then they can do it. But it seems a lot of these rappers, you know, they look for trouble, or they just can't leave the street alone. Whether it's beef, whether it's drugs, they just can't leave it alone, and they end up like Taxstone. No bail, in jail, you know, facing years, maybe even life, you know. And if this guy gets life, I don't ever want to wear a free this dude shirt. That shit's stupid, you know. But I will definitely buy some Taxstone merchandise, and hopefully that goes to his kids and his wife, you know, the money. But that's just so sad, because, you know, he's Brooklyn talent, and I love Brooklyn talent. You know, you got Taxstone, you got Young M.A., and I hope she don't do nothing stupid. God, please. If we had Bobby Shmurda, then he's out of here. You know, I love that Brooklyn talent, and I hope Troy Ave can not die, because he keeps getting shot. I hope he can not die, because I can tell he's in the street too with these lyrics and shit. You know, 2 semi-autos, we about to go for it. They just can't leave it alone. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'm just really kind of that. This is the first time I saw a hip hop personality get arrested, and I honestly was disappointed. It was the first time. It was the first time I actually felt disappointed. Like, I looked at the picture of him in handcuffs, like, and then he talks about it. He talks about it. He talks about bullying Troy Ave, and the police are going to use that as evidence against him. They're going to use it. They're going to use it. Didn't they try to use it against Bobby Shmurda? They might have done it successfully. But I know they tried to. I'm not sure if it was successful or not. But just, I don't know. This really hurts, man. This really sucks. This really sucks big time, man. To know, like, that's the end. This is most likely the end of Taxstone's podcast. And that's the end of his interviews on Vlad TV. Unless Vlad interviews him from the cell or some shit. Or, like, on the computer if they allow him to do that. I don't know. But yeah, people, that's basically it. I ain't got that much more to say right now. Just a little disappointed, man. We gotta learn to leave these streets alone when you're at a certain level, because you don't need it. Here's the last thing I want to say. One thing I learned about me, which I think is true for anyone who considers himself a gangster or anything like that. I'm not, but I'll tell you one thing. When I lived in New York, there was no reason for me to ever be tough. No reason. I just stayed away from that shit. You stay out of trouble, you don't get any trouble. That's basically how I was when I came from. You know, only one time trouble came to me and I had to handle it. It was when my friends got robbed and I was a witness. And I did it because fuck that. And they're talking about I snitch. I don't give a fuck, but I had to do that because that's what I had to do. It wasn't like I was going around being tough. I was helping my friends. And we were not the aggressors. We were minding our fucking business. So besides that situation, I've never been in anything in New York because I mind my business. I wasn't part of no gangs. I didn't sell drugs, nothing. I just stayed to myself. But once I came to Russia, that's different. In Russia, I don't have to do anything in order to get in trouble here. I don't have to do anything. I just walk in the street. Well, okay, I'm not just gonna say that. My lifestyle here is a little crazy and does piss some people off, like hanging out with girls and 3, 4 girls in a bar. Yeah, I mean, I understand how it pisses some people off, but at the same time, I could do that. It's perfectly legal. Anyone got a problem with that, they're just hating. Unless the girls are underage or something, what's your problem? Are they married? No. What's your problem? Do they have boyfriends? No. What's your problem? You know what I mean? So once I realized that I can get into shit here from things like that, just being like everyone else, but because I'm black, some people got a problem, my attitude changed. Now I realized it changed because it had to. Not because I wanted to, but because it had to. So when I meet, when any guy, if I don't know you, if you hang out with me, you know what I'm talking about. If I don't know you, you're a dude, you come up to me talking, it's not going to be a good conversation the first 5, 10 seconds. Because I ain't got shit to say to you. I don't know who you are, and I honestly don't give a fuck. I don't care. You know, I'm not very social with men I don't know. That's how I am out here. So, like, for example, last night, I don't know what happened, but I was with a girl. I don't even remember which one, but I was with a girl, and Fly was, like, talking to a girl. He was with the friend of the girl I was talking to. And, like, some guy, like, I didn't know his deal. He's, like, a big dude, red hair, whatever. And he was drunk. And I'm just like, oh, God. So he tells Fly something. I don't know what the fuck he told Fly. And Fly was just like, okay, whatever. And Fly just walks away from the guy. And I'm like, all right. Hope he don't say nothing to me. Because usually people don't say or do stupid shit to me. They usually just don't. They just don't. So as I'm standing there talking to the girl, so he's like pointing me somewhere, like, because we're on like a stage. And so I guess he was trying to like get me off the stage. This is what it looked like he was doing, like pointing to try to get me off the stage. And I'm like, no. He's like, come on, давай. And I'm like, no, nigga. And I just ignore him, and I just stand there. And so then he gave up on trying to tell me whatever he was trying to tell me. And then after that, Fly left for whatever reason. And I was just there with the girl and whatnot. But apparently afterwards, he comes up to me, and he asked me in Russian, because he spoke no English, he goes, that girl, he was pointing at the same place, like, that girl there, you don't like that girl? And I'm like, oh, you're trying to get me to talk to a girl. I was like, I'm with a girl. He was like, yeah, whatever, but this girl is better. And I'm like, really? And then he pointed at a different girl, and that girl I actually did like. And I was like, all right, yeah, you go get her. And then he goes, gets her, and brings her to the stage, and we start dancing. So the guy wasn't being an asshole. He was just trying to help me meet another girl than the girl I was with. Maybe he liked the girl I was with, but with the girl he got for me, that's the one I was really into that night. For that time, I got information, whatever. So that was good looking out on him. But the point is, when he first started talking to me, I just took it as like he had a problem. That's how I take it. Whenever any guy says some shit to me I don't know, I take it as a problem the first 5, 10 seconds. And it's a habit I have here, not because there's something wrong with me, but because I want anybody to know if you're in my face, you got a problem, we can handle it. And it's not that I'm inviting trouble. I'm minding my business. I don't pay none of y'all any attention. Like your stupid comments, all that shit means nothing to me. I'ma still be me the next day. I'ma still do what the fuck I want to do. There's nothing you can do to me unless you see me. So it's not like I'm out here, yeah, I'm tough. I'm just minding my business. I'm not looking for trouble. I don't go to places I know I'm gonna find trouble just to go and look for trouble. Like, yeah, I got a gun. Who wants trouble? I'm gonna do this. That's not me. No, I'm just chilling. If people come up to me, I'm gonna handle the situation the way I have to handle it. Whether I'm by myself or I'm with other people. And I'm never alone in Russia. That's the best thing about me. Everywhere I go, there's always people around who know me and who support me in many different ways. Many different ways. But so far, I haven't had to use anything because no one's gone too far. And, that's really it, people. That really sucks about Taxstone, though. That really fucking sucks, man. And I'm out, people. Later.